Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning into another episode of Tokyo Yo. My name is T. I apologize for the fan noise. It's going to be loud. It's like 90 degrees in here and it's late and I don't want to think about not having a fan on in this room, so apologize for the noise. We're going to be doing an unboxing here. I recently sold a yo-yo and I was able to pick up a couple that had been on my radar for a while. I was thinking of getting a one-to-one, but it seemed a little bit too unusual for my taste. So I settled on a sugar glider, and I also managed to pick up the SF plastic as well. So we're gonna unbox these, take a look, see how they play briefly because I can't stay in this room for long. All right, I guess we'll start with the sugar glider. Sometimes these boxes are sealed a little too well. Just enough to get this out. That should be the shipping notice. Again, Spin Gear, your packing could be, you have a little bit more stuff in there. All right, we've got the sugar glider. I got it in brown because we need more brown yo-yos. Hashtag more brown yo-yos. Wow, very cool. I like the blast on this. Got some schmutz on it, seems okay. Very nice hand feel, feels light actually. I like the shape, I like the grooves in here. That's not as pronounced as I thought they'd be. It's got the one drop bearing in there, the flat bearing. I also have the one drop string, which I took off because I'm not going to use that. I'll use zip line as always. Got a tiny little nubbin in here. Very, very tiny for the axle to poke through. I might actually just leave the flat bearing in here. I usually take them out, but I'm willing to give it a go on this one. All right, let's take a look at the other package here. I'm gonna have to make this quick because I'm already starting to sweat. See, the thing about Japan is that there is air conditioning, but the air conditioning is not centralized. So once you leave the room with the air conditioning in it, you get extremely hot. So it tends to make everybody congregate in one or two rooms. It also makes air conditioning extremely expensive and also ineffective because essentially you're just cooling one room, making everyone run to that room. All that garbage. Okay, here's the plastic. So I got it in white. I was thinking of getting pink, but a lot of my yo-yos are pink. Okay, looks pretty nice. It says yo-yo on the box. That's very SF. What? I didn't know that. It's got the team. T for teen, sfyoyos.com, accessory access. Cool. Okay, a very nice box. It's very very SF. Why don't we open it from here since it says accessory access? It's actually a pretty nice box. Try to keep it nice. String and a little slim bearing in there because I think you can play responsive. I mentioned that. QR code. Okay, sure. And then let's pull it out here. Okay. Wow. Pretty cool. Wow, this blast is super nice. It feels extremely high quality. Feels very similar. I'm not sure who did their machining, but it feels very, very similar to a Yo-Yo Empire. This smoked or like hazy glass look is really nice. It's absolutely beautiful, and I don't see really any signs of the injection mold because usually plastics, a lot of people try to do their plastics machined these days, but if you want lower cost, you got to go injection molded. It's kind of cool how you can like see my fingers through the rims there. Kind of the light is being refracted. That's really cool. Okay. Which one of these should I try first? I'm dying of heat over here. Let's try the plastic first. Try out the plastic here. I'm excited because SF was saying they wanted something fun. Okay, that is incredibly smooth for an injection molded plastic. Wow. Incredibly smooth. It's basically butter on the string. Like, you can't feel it at all on the string. A little bit of a thud on the string, but not anything close to what you'd expect with plastic yo-yos, because usually plastic yo-yos have to have a ton of rim weight so they actually play properly. Wait, whoops. Switch grounds. Wow, it's very smooth on grinds. Huh. Like I said, it's got a little bit of a thud when you throw it out. It's not terrible. Wow, great regens. That just flies right out. It doesn't look like you're going to be able to tell on grind or thumb grind, which is fine. Probably you could tell on grind. I don't want to do it because I don't want to scratch this nice finish they got going on here. Let's try a couple of whips. Yeah. Finger spin. Whoops. It's so humid. I'm not surprised that it's acting like this. I've been having this problem with a lot of yo-yos recently. And this is also new. Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's just so disgusting. I'm not the yo-yo, the weather has just been absolutely terrible, so the fact that it's going a bit responsive is not surprising to me. Yeah, this is a fun yo-yo, you guys. Like, just the fact that it's so smooth for a plastic is blowing me away. That's the biggest thing. Because vibe has really been bugging me recently, especially in metals. Fantastic. You guys gotta give this a chance. Feels great in the hand. Great catch. I guess the only con I would say is that it's a little tiny bit of a thud on the end of the string, but it's really not that bad, especially compared to other plastics. And it's 64 grams. So it's just a little bit, yeah, I think it's just the weather. You can see it kind of going responsive there on me. I bet I just have to break it in a little bit. Flops beautifully. Very nice. This is a fun video, you guys. Let's try the sugar glider. Alright, I have not tried a one drop in a long time, a new one drop. I still really like the gauntlet, but I've traded and sold most of my one drops just because they wasn't playing them. So we'll see how this goes. I'm excited. Okay. Not the smoothest. Very nimble. It's kind of turning on me because the flat bearing, which is, I'm a sloppy player, so that's to be expected. Let's try the regen. I always find it's a little difficult to do typical tricks with flat bearing, and that's just because I'm bad at flat bearings. I'm a sloppy player. You can see right now, I'm very sloppy. Great response. Absolutely love flow groove. Every day, all day. Love flow groove. There we go. That was better. It's not bad, it's lightish. It's on the light side. It's got lots of rim weight. It's got almost like a double rim, like CLYW. So it's got that familiar feel. Finger spin. Yeah, I mean it's fine. Ugh. Yeah, it's fine for finger spins. It's not absolutely fantastic. I find that the finish is not the most forgiving, but this is a blast. Usually pure matte is not blasted as well as this, and this brown color is really, really nice. Let's try a couple of whips. Oh yeah, I mean it's not particularly wide, but it's wide enough that you're not going to have a problem with stress and grinds. Ooh. A little bit tacky. It's probably because, as I said, the weather is absolutely disgusting. Oh yeah, it's fine for grinds. Older one drops tend to be a little bit more sticky, which I never found to be too much of a problem, but they're doing a new blast, it seems like, on these solids, which is really nice. Really nice on the throw, not too heavy, and there's no sense of a thud. that's going to be my thing for a while. The only thing that's bugging me is that it does have, it's butter on the string, but it does have, as you can hear, only this side seems to have a little bit of a nail vibe, but let's see, can you feel it on the grind, I wonder? It's kind of hard to, can't really feel it on the grind, so I think it should be fine. And it actually has a really nice hand feel. I loved it on the catch. One drop is all about, you know, player fun and comfort, I find, so, you know, you shouldn't have to worry about how it feels on the catch. It's just these flat bearings. I always say, like, I'm gonna just leave the flat bearing in, and now I'm just like, yeah, I'm already done with flat bearing. Super quiet though. Yeah, you definitely can feel that vibe on a grind, so I'm probably gonna take it apart and try to tune it at some point, but not right now. Alright. Okay, so we took a look at the One Drop Sugar Glider. A lot of fun in brief. A little bit annoyed at the vibe. I don't find that One Drops are always the smoothest. I know a lot of people say it's One Drop smooth, and I even used to say that before I had more experience with more yo-yos. And I definitely don't feel like that's the case anymore. I feel like One Drops are definitely not the smoothest yo-yos. They're very well made and very lovingly made and very uniquely made, but I don't always feel like they are the most smooth, especially their side effect yo-yos take forever to tune. But I also have spent a long time on my Gauntlet. That's pretty much my favorite One Drop, and that thing is butter now. So I'll probably spend some time, maybe throw some different bearings in there, see if I can get this thing a little bit smoother, although it only seems to be one side, so we'll see. And the plastic really surprised me. This thing is tons of fun. It's a little bit on the light side, which is unique for a plastic. It's very nicely shaped. Kind of reminds me of the Boreas from the Yo-Yo Empire series. Nice, very, very smooth. Brushed. I don't know what they did here, if they went over it like with sanding or they blasted it or what, but this finish is absolutely fantastic. Great binds. This is the plastic yo-yo to get, for sure, without a doubt. You know, I always recommend Yo-Yo Empire, and I still think I probably would recommend Yo-Yo Empire most of all above anything else, just because I'm absolutely in love with that company. But it's also very difficult for a lot of people in the States to get Yo-Yo Empire. I think generally in the Western yo-yo world, they're a bit more difficult. They're like Zekio or something. And in Asia, Yo-Yo Empire is a little bit more common. But generally speaking, if you're just looking for a plastic anywhere and you want to pick one up and you don't want to go through the hassle of getting like from Spin Gear or something, this is the plastic to get. I absolutely 100% believe that. I recently picked up the Skyva again as I was sending one to someone as a bonus yo-yo, and that thing has a really strong thud on the string. And it's not a heavy yo-yo, it doesn't have tons of spin time, but it throws very uncomfortably. And this feels like a very like modern yet old-fashioned take on the plastic. And I spoke with SF a little bit about this on Instagram, how they weren't trying to make something super high performance driven. They're trying to evoke the feelings of like how yo-yo used to be, like kind of a simpler time, nothing too crazy, nothing high frills. It's a yo-yo that really, really works. It's a yo-yo that's fun to hold, it's comfortable to hold, and it doesn't have any crazy gimmicks, and it's also, best of all, and I talked to SF about this as well, it's not out there trying to push itself as like, we're better than metals, or anything like that. Because, let's be honest, plastics can't get to that point. They just can't, because they're not gonna have the weight distribution and like the kind of little tweaks that you can get from doing biomaterials and stuff. You are always going to be limited when you make plastic. And that's why I think this is so special, is because it's not trying to get at that market. It's trying to be sort of the peak of what it is. And I feel like they really got that. You know, I was ready for this to be vibey, low spin time, studdy on the string. And it's not. It's a lot of fun. It's light enough to be pleasant when you're throwing it. It doesn't have that really, really awful feeling at the end of the string. It's very fast and maneuverable. It has a fantastic hand feel, because plastic's got to be comfortable and fun above all, right? And there are some plastics that are just not comfortable. I've reviewed a couple recently that I thought really fell short of the mark, but this one absolutely hits it out of the park for plastic. So if you do not have an SF plastic, go get one immediately. All right, thanks so much for watching. I need to stop now because I'm sweating buckets. Take care, have a nice day, and sayonara.